Thank you.
Hi, my name's Beth. This is Rachel. I spent most of my adult life working alongside the music industry. Rachel has a background in business. Together we have 15 years of experience as makeup artists. We are Belladonna's Cupboard. Our products are vegan, cruelty-free, gluten and paraben-free. We work closely with the pinup, burlesque, music, and horror communities to develop and improve our products. By going on tour with bands and working in haunted houses, we have first-hand experience and knowledge of the needs of these subcultures. We're a brand for several niches that many mainstream brands leave behind. Our effects paints hold up for hours without the need for a barrier spray. We have a true red vegan pigment, something very difficult to accomplish, and the blackest black gel liner and pigment that we found anywhere. And we openly challenge anyone to find us a darker one.
Beauty consumers are looking for brands that are ecologically conscious, don't support animal cruelty, and are honest about their products and sometimes scary sounding ingredients. They want to know, where did this come from? What's in it? Is it natural? Is natural better? Answers to these questions are scarcely found without extensive research. We hold ourselves accountable with total transparency to instill our customers' support and trust in new formulas. Makeup is a tool for self-expression. Too often, choices are limited because of price and availability. It is rare to find quality makeup that caters to alternative looks at affordable prices, and it is even harder to find vegan and cruelty-free brands that cater to these styles. These bold trends are cornered in the cosmetics industry by high prices and boutiques. Women are tired of being told how they should look, of having their body parts, sizes, and features dissected by the beauty industry. It is time that we embrace and encourage the message that all women, and in fact all people, are beautiful.
We offer education and support to our customers and to stores that choose to carry our products through online video tutorials and printable tutorials. We help put the power and control back into the hands of the individual to define their own beauty and express themselves freely by using makeup as an artistic medium.
We also offer free special effects and advanced makeup lessons by email. All you have to do is text makeup to 66866 to sign up. Like sharing the makeup before. So, on March 6th at Express Gallery. On March 6th, you have to hold this in the computer. On March 6th at Express, I can just talk loudly. Let's just do this. On March 6th at Express Gallery in the Crossroads, we did a living performance piece to introduce the concept that we're trying to push out there into the world of self-expression revolution. The whole idea behind self-expression revolution is that no matter what your age, sex, gender, identity, sexual orientation, size, style, anything about your person, race, whatever, it doesn't matter. You still deserve respect as a person, and these arbitrary features about yourself should not hinder you in any way, and they should not have any issue involving you finding employment or you pursuing a career or dreams or anything like that.
Or just expressing yourself.
Yeah, just expressing yourself. These seem to be pretty archaic ideas. I mean, it's really simple, but we haven't figured it out yet in 2015, apparently. And so what we did here was we used our effects makeup line, and we had 4 models representative of 4 different issues involving self-expression. We had a model that represented fat shaming on the left, and then skinny shaming, and then this girl's covered head to toe in tattoos, and we also drew a rose on her face to represent the artwork involving tattoos. And she is dressed in business casual attire, representing that you can, work with tattoos. See the reason why a heart surgeon couldn't do surgery with tattoos on. It's not going to affect his ability to actually do the job. It's just a perception. And then the model on the right, who was supposed to be our slut-shaming model, and we originally only were going to obscure her face, with the idea behind it that no one's paying attention to her face, only her body. She was wearing practically nothing. But the whole point of the words on the models are these are insults that they've actually heard themselves, and it was a very personal process for them as we were carving them in there. These girls actually went through things that they've been told in their lives about themselves.
A couple of them, one in particular, the skinny shaming model, which is the second one, has "eat a cheeseburger" written on her chest, which is something that she was told that day. She was told she was too thin and she should go eat a cheeseburger, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. And we originally weren't even going to write slut, but she felt it was so important to make that perfectly clear. So,
which was ironic because at one point during the night she went outside for a smoke break, and she was holding her sign, still maintaining her character, and someone would walk by and stopped and said, "What's behind the sign?" And she moved it down. And she said, "Oh, I thought there were going to be boobs back there, like, we're missing the point."
And in fact, one of the first things that happened when the gallery opened that night is an older woman came into the shop and went straight to the manager after seeing our models. Didn't approach them, didn't read the signs, didn't even bother to see what was going on.
Didn't care about, they had things carved into them.
I went and approached the manager and said, "These girls are dressed like whores. They shouldn't be in here. Like thank you for making our point for us."
And another point in the night, a group of people came in, looking around the gallery, and they asked to take a photo with our skinny shaming model, Erica. And that shaming model was standing right there, wearing the exact same thing.
Right next to her, and he didn't even see her.
Walked right past her.
Until
then, after he read Erica's sign and realized what they were doing, he was like, "Oh, I just did that. I'm sorry." It took that for people to realize that. I mean, judging is something we all do in our heads. We all make snap decisions. It's human nature. But to act on some of those, it took this for people to realize what they were doing.
And it wasn't all negative. All the models came up to us afterwards telling us how amazing it was for them to do it. It was therapeutic for themselves, and that's why we chose to use specifically carving, because you feel like, sticks and stones, whatever, but you do hear those words about yourself if you hear them enough. And you hear it in your head, it becomes part of you, it becomes permanently carved into your soul. And they kept telling us afterwards that people came up to them and thanked them so many more times than people were coming up and judging them and actually doing these things for them.
It was a very emotional night, but I think we got our message across.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So there's tons of content, right, in what you guys are doing, and it seems as though you guys have this incredible, empowering concept behind the work, and all of the projects that you guys undergo. My question, sort of to kick off our discussion, is here you collaborated with a gallery in order to kind of generate awareness about what seems to be at the core of what your project is. And I'm curious, what other collaborations, or what other collaborations would you like to do in the future in order to kind of get your message out, expand your project? Is that something you guys have thought about, or?
Yeah, well, we're trying to attach this hashtag self-expression revolution to our brand and sort of be that anti-industry makeup company that is pushing for equality in beauty and styles, ages, whatever. And so we want to continue with that with everything that we're doing. We are working on a tutorial video showing people how to do this themselves, kind of get some more attention. We got a pretty small viral reaction locally from this. People keep coming up and still sending us pictures from this night that we didn't even know had recognized it and being like, "Oh, this was so cool." So it's gotten shared around quite a bit. We would also love to do a fashion show specifically around this sort of idea here. And the whole point of it is beauty in all sizes, styles, races, ages, everything. And really kind of have a diverse representation. And one of the things we really wanted to do with this was have makeup artists available so people could actually work out some of their issues symbolically and then walk on stage after the fashion show goes through and be part of the fashion show itself. And that's something we like to see come to fruition in Kansas City at some point in the near future. We haven't found a venue yet. We haven't done anything solid about it. So.
Other questions or maybe ideas for this sort of next step project?
I just had one question and a comment. One comment when you're for your upcoming fashion show, if you just take a look at all the women in this room, we're all different colors. So if that was one of the things that you're trying to make clear, hopefully you might find some models who also, or of a more varied shade.
Right, no, absolutely. And we do work with
Okay.
models of all, yeah. So this was like so last minute. This was like day of pulling it together.
No, it's
So,
great. It's very, very neat.
but yeah, for absolutely fashionable, we want to represent as many demographics as possible.
And then my question was, you said those are carved into their bodies?
Well, with makeup.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the whole point.
Thank you.
We are a makeup company.
It's not permanent. They went home and they could wash it off.
Okay.
But it looks real.
It's really interesting that you've helped develop and are promoting these products that are, as you say, targeted to these niches. But it seems to me that many people would be interested, people who are not necessarily in those subcultural groups, would love the idea of having makeup that is cruelty-free, vegan, natural, and more affordable than what they usually have to buy in order to self-express through their appearance.
Right, we think so too.
So, are you looking at ways to break out of kind of the subcultures you're currently targeting and serving to find more general markets for what you offer?
Well, I don't think we're ever going to be L'Oreal. Our tagline is "Make it for crazy bitches," but I think everyone has crazy bitches in their life. Everyone has crazy bitches. We're crazy bitches, so yeah. No, absolutely, we feel that way, and our makeup is vegan, cruelty-free, gluten and paraben-free. It's not natural, but natural isn't always better for you, and everything we're focusing on is safety and efficacy. Poison ivy is natural. I'm not going to put it on my skin. So, but yeah, and we also not only abide by the FDA standards, but the EU standards as well, which are far more strict. They ban over 1,300 ingredients in cosmetics. The FDA bans around 13. But I think we just added another one. But yeah, it's pretty huge difference. And so we are focusing on global standards as far as safety is concerned in cosmetics. And yeah, there's definitely a market. We actually also have a classic line. It's more pin-up and burlesque oriented. We work a lot with the pin-up and burlesque
More
communities
natural tones.
locally. 1950s, 1920s, noir-esque, style, heavy smoky eyes. And so yeah, we definitely have a diverse audience. And it's just getting out there. But we found that as far as branding is concerned, the more specific you get, the broader response you get. It's really interesting that way.
Some other questions? Yeah.
I think that you mentioned you also work with theater. Could you speak a little bit more about your work with theater and with performers, and if you are planning on going in that direction more or less? Or
We actually have not yet worked with theater at all. We work with the burlesque community, and we work with the pinup community. We work with musicians, performers, bands. We've gone on tour with bands around the country, and we've worked in film and with effects artists, for haunted houses. The houses in the West Bottom, I'm not sure if they get theater or not, but they use our makeup. So.
Would you be interested in doing makeup for a noir ballet?
We would love to.
I see some cross-marketing potential.
No, absolutely.
I was thinking the same thing.
We definitely talk about at least providing makeup, but I think that we've been offered some makeup jobs in LA, so we're going to be heading out soon for that. We're going to be back and forth, Kansas City and Los Angeles.
Depending on scheduling.
But yeah.
Cool, we'll talk.
I was waiting for that.
No, we would love to, to answer your question, we would love to branch into theater. It's just not something that we personally have a network with, and so we haven't done it yet.
We have a network with it now.
Well, yeah. Hello.
And then there's Brent with French Festival right over there next to Sean. So.
We won't ship it yet.
I guess that was a question that I was curious about. And that was, so it seems as though you're developing an online presence, that you're also working here locally, but I was curious, as of right now, we've talked about demographics, but where are your customers really coming from? Is it online? Is it in other cities? Or is it really here locally in Kansas City?
The majority of our sales, if that's what you're asking, come from Europe and Scandinavia, believe it or not. That's most of our money, and it's online. We actually partner with an international tattoo model in the UK, and she's really been promoting us, and so that's also increased that. Before her, we weren't really getting any sales in the UK, just Germany and Scandinavia, and then throughout the US. We honestly don't sell much in Kansas City. We have a store in Topeka and a store in Kansas City. One's in Topeka and US Toy, Magic, and Costume that carry our makeup seasonally. And we're all just looking to branch out into more. There's been a lot of interest in New Orleans and a lot of interest in LA. But Kansas City is kind of a hard racket for us. And I'm not really sure why that is. But,
so then this might lead to this next question, which is, what can we do for you in order to make those relationships stronger here in Kansas City for you guys?
Well, I think one of the interesting perceptions in Kansas City, and I've heard other people in the arts community talk about this as well, is that they tend to think more highly of your brand if you come from elsewhere, which I think is a shame. I've always been very supportive of local and supporting local venues and local artists and local artisans. But every time we have someone, who's from out of state or internationally known share our product, our local sales go up too. But I'm like, hey guys, we've been here the whole time. And so it's interesting that way that perception works, is that, so we're kind of working on positioning ourselves as wide as possible as far as that's concerned, but we never want to forget Kansas City and we want to continue to grow here.
Any other ideas or responses?
Yes.
Two really quick questions. I'm fascinated about how your makeup is useful for tattoo artists who obviously want to display their tattoos. And who's your competition internationally? I mean, are there other firms kind of doing what you're doing?
Well, the cosmetics industry is always competition on every level of it. I think we've positioned ourselves into a pretty unique standpoint with our specific offerings, as in there aren't companies doing exactly what we're doing, obviously. You have specifically companies like Lunatic Labs that's focusing on horror cosmetics only, like their theme is horror, and Bloody Mary out of LA. And then you have brands that are more focused on mineral and burlesque type stuff, but specifically what we're offering from effects to pin up to back, and then our strong suits are somewhat different. I mean, indie brands is where we're at now. We'd like to get bigger than that, but things like Sugar Pill and Lime Crime are probably the biggest competitors.
And the tattoo question?
The tattoo question as well, we're working on foundations that we just released our first iteration of our contour sets a couple months ago, and they have pretty good coverage to cover tattoos. As far as working with tattoo artists beyond that, I'm not really sure.
We were discussing with a friend of ours who has a very close business acquaintance that's opening up a tattoo shop, and he had some ideas on how to incorporate both and how they could work together. One of them was testing out a design on your skin before getting the tattoo. As far as enhancing already their tattoos, we really don't have much because
that's artwork in itself. So
yeah.
That's what I was curious about. Something that don't let the tattoo show through, but somehow provided something that
if we could develop something that you could cover the rest of your skin, cover blemishes and things like that, but the tattoos are still very visible, I would love that.
That would be really interesting.
If I were to look for your cosmetics locally, where would I go to find them?
Right now, the only store we are in Kansas City area is US Toy, Magic, and Costume.
Oh, right. Great.
I'm curious, are you trying to build out that network?
Yeah.
Or, okay. What types of places are you looking where they're not interested? It seems like this would be
Well, actually, there's been a ton of interest.
Okay.
We have almost everybody that we pitch to as far as stores are concerned, they want to place orders. We're actually finalizing our packaging so it's more store friendly. Like we have good packaging, but we don't have like boxes and everything.
Right.
So we should be doing a lot more stores by the end of the summer and ready for Halloween and Christmas season. Everything was handmade up until basically now. We handmade our boxes, we handmade makeup, and so it doesn't store well for retail. And so we're shifting to a more manufactured packaging while still hand making all the makeup itself.
When it comes to events like this and getting into theater, I can definitely help out. And with the fashion show, we should talk afterwards. I already have a few good ideas and venues in mind.
Great.
Not in the next couple months though, because I'll be buried. But
that's cool. We're looking more towards the end of the year ourselves, just because of our scheduling. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we should definitely talk about that.
Awesome.
When it comes to expanding in Kansas City and marketing, I assume your social media presence is good. Do you do what else are you doing with marketing, or where do you want to go?
Well, we sponsor local shows sometimes. Like we work with the Haunted House in the West Bottoms, they use our makeup. We have a couple of bands, Velvet Crush and Night Creation, that we use our makeup on stage and give us shout outs and things like that. We work with the Last Dancers in the same capacity. We haven't done anything beyond that aside from vending at shows occasionally.
Are we still giving makeup to Bristol?
Yeah.
We haven't seen her else.
Well, and those
We give up makeup to do.
those are individual. Those are not that's not like an overall sponsorship.
Oh,
Depending on the event, we work with Cirque du Risquet.
oh, certainly.
And they're
That's
part
what I
of
was asking
French.
about, because we haven't seen them in a while, so I don't know.
Yeah, Portland.
Yeah. What's her stage name?
I'm trying to. Is she going by Zelda still?
Zelda Zinger.
Yeah.
That's that was our
She's
slut.
Yeah, she's the leader of Cirque du Risquet, and I know she's doing Fringe. But we haven't worked with them on Fringe just because they usually don't have time.
Yeah. No one has time on that. Great.
So to kind of wrap things up, our final question, what is it, other than what we've already talked about, is there anything else that you think that the Kansas City community could do to help you to expand your business?
Well, if you know of any stores that are, looking for more cool local-based products, definitely send them our way. Our contact information is on our website. Otherwise, tell your friends, tell your crazy bitches. Come find us. We're here for them.
That's great.